Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
These kind of scenarios you will get, like they will give you one location or file location usually. One file location, and what we need to do is some other team will put some files in this location CSV files. Still, the file-based integration is face a lot of scenarios with file-based integration. MuleSoft need to read this file. And it has to process. This file means it has to insert to database. Is what a record inside the file. Read the file. Get the record and insert to Salesforce. But the same recording is a database. Get the record from the file and insert to Salesforce and insert to database. You're saying that in this case, we do the get and location information. And we put that in a file, CSV file. Assume that I'm CSV file. Again, and when we do a get it's not about location in any record file. I know for this situation, we say in location, but it could be an error. Basically, get and output will be a file. Right? This is kind of, event-based integration. Event-based integration, we can say that you can configure a one listener, once was scheduler, that always reads the file. It always reads the file. If the file is available, it picks the file and it has to, insert the same record to Salesforce system and the database system. In this requirement, they will ask you that there is no dependency like first you need to insert the Salesforce or first you need to insert database. There is no such dependence. You can parallelly. You can insert the record. Whatever record you get from the CSV file, that record you need to insert to Salesforce and database parallelly. This is important thing. In parallel means if you put the sequence, how do you insert a sequence? First you insert to Salesforce, then you insert to database. For example, to insert to Salesforce, it takes 2 seconds. And to insert to database, it takes 1 second. How much total time? It takes 3 seconds to insert to database and Salesforce. Right? If you insert the record in parallel, then within 2 seconds, this record got inserted to both the Salesforce and data systems. How can you achieve this in the MuleSoft? That is a question of people when there are multiple things you need to achieve. Those multiple things you need to process in parallel, not in sequential. What is the component that will manage parallel executions? That component is called scatter-gather. It's very important component in the MuleSoft. I heard that but never understood. What is it for? In the scatter-gather is a router. What we do is scatter. Gather is looks like this. Scatter gather is looks like this. Scatter gather. There are multiple parts to be there. This is the. Oh, you were sure? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. Can you go up a little bit? I just want to see what the draw you made earlier. This is a 1. This is a 1. This is a 1. More file location. Read the file from the CSV and insert to Salesforce and get to database. But Salesforce to take 2 seconds, for database to take 1 second. In total, it requires 3 seconds to insert to both the systems. Right? What you create. Right? Let's talk about this a little bit. Before the file location, before the CSV file. Remember my requirement. Requirement is that to read the location information on a system, alright? Are you saying that when you read that you produce CSV file? I will put a CSV file. Or in this location for suppose some location, I will put the CSV file. Some locations. In this part, I put the CSV file. And that CSV file I need to pick. The CSV file contains all the records of that location, says you. I need to insert that record to Salesforce and database. That is my requirement. I need to insert to Salesforce and database. If you insert this record to Salesforce and database in sequence manner, first you insert to Salesforce. It takes 2 seconds of time. Then it's done. Then come to Sales database and insert to database. It takes 1 second of time. It requires 3 seconds to insert to Salesforce and database. You insert in 2 different systems. What's wrong with that? 2 different systems, right? How you include the performance of system? That is the question. How there is no dependency like first you need to insert to Salesforce. Database that can insert in any manner. Can you my? My request is a little bit different. Before the file, there is a system that has the location information. There is a through API. Through API, we can get location information. I want that. Right. The information about the location information from system, the one you just doing it. Service now has. I don't know. One is a while I. Do you still see? I don't know my skin. My screen goes black and I'm able to see service now, table now. In here. There is a. I can show you a way to get this through API, and this is what contains the location. All the columns in the table. And I think the field that we need is that, let me go back 1 second. Let me do this duplicate. And same location. Sorry if I do this. That list. We need a like. We need either the full name or the name information. This is the one of this. I'm sure I think might be. Maybe the full name. With this full name information, right? This information coming from come from this table, right? Is that full name? Full name. Supposed to be here like this. Full name. My name is also there. They both should be here. Anyway, this is a table. This location information is needed for another system. And the other system is this system. Right. Totally different. Totally different system. And in this system, we use something called custom location for the two systems to sync, right? And to get sync. Right now, this is my test environment. If I do this, right now, this is my test system. I only have a few. Only one column is there in that. That's all I need. For the other system, maybe we only need a full name thing to be here. What happens then is in this system is utilizing the custom location table to tell the people where the system is. Where the system is located. And the location of that is coming from here. For example, like one of them could be, like a child daycare to 51 Franklin Avenue. When a system is having problem, we want to target the location information from this system. This system doesn't know much about the location, but this location that we utilize is coming from here. Every time there's a new location they're going to add here. The goal is to have all this location information into this SQL table. And also every time that there is an update here, that we also sync with the table. Can you show me the columns of the nodes table in here? Let's talk from nodes. Say that again. Can you show me the columns fields of the nodes table here in the SQL server? From node, if you put it, I can. I want to see all the fields of the nodes table. The nodes table. If you put, I can able to see all the nodes right there. You want to run a query like this, or you want to see. I'll start from nodes. Look at this. My screen's dark now. This one, you're going to see a lot of information. What are the column names? Show me the column names. Go to a column names. The only custom location is only one field that we need to get from the service. Now, right? What about the rest of information? Means there are a bunch of records, bunch of information, right? Over what is this name? No, actually that we're not updating the nodes table. All we need to do is populate the location information into the custom location table. Then go to the Show me the custom location table in that case. This is what I show you. Let's start from custom location. You have custom location table also. It has only one column. No. You are putting the nodes table. Nodes table. In the nodes table, only are querying. Nodes table, there is a one. Oh, I see. That's actually a good point. I think there is. No, I think it's from here then. There's whole lot of information is in the nodes table, right? From here is a column. Custom location is here. Description. Location. What is this? Location. And how is the custom location? We can find the custom location. There's two type of locations. You're right. There's two type of locations in this table. One location is that system discovers stuff and it knows the location information. The other custom location is the one that is not discoverable from the system. That means we create the custom location. If you open the table from the left-hand browser, you can able to record. There you can find. Or else you can the query custom location, comma location. From the nodes. From the nodes. Now I exclude this. That, for example, I have one system. No, you have only custom location. I say location, I take a custom location. Okay. Now for the patient, there are it's two people. Location. 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 We have recorded where this is where it loads, right? Loads. I'm gonna say that, for example, might be this isn't it easier? This is one system. And caption the DNS Community Pro System, Vendor Society Description Location. This one location is the company. Con. Here I think custom status nodes. One second. This one custom location, it says DC1. And I can even show you the front how it looks like in the GUI. This is interesting. Even if we grab that from the, if we grab the location information on the other system, we cannot insert. Because if in this table there are many fields, right? At least we need to insert the primary key information. For this table, there should be one or two primary keys. We need to insert the primary key information along with that location information. If you don't insert the primary key information, we can't create a record. What we can do is you can create one more table with that location. Then we can sync the Salesforce location and Salesforce not Salesforce. What is the search no location and the SQL server? Just create one table with the location information. That's what I thought we were using. But this is the application that use the location information. If I go here, I might pick one of the systems. This is the system we were playing with. This might test environment. And here. From this system. Still loading. This system has, you see that, custom location. And it says DC1. Thank you. Whenever there's a problem about this system, when we send in information to another system, we can send with location information. That's the goal. The problem now is even if we get the location information from ServiceNow, exactly, we cannot. And with that information, we cannot just put here. I thought was an isolated table, but it looks like it's a table that has a lot of fields. We don't have information about those fields, right? And the only thing that we need on this field from the nodes, are the custom locations. We cannot insert this because it has to go through whatever the primary key here on the nodes. And I'm sure in nodes. And where is that? Nodes, node. It's called DBA nodes. And I think here is that they have something called like ID, something like that. And come on. What you can do is you can create one table with this location in your only the custom location that we can work it out. And that, well, how we go? If we create a separate table called a location, how can it be used here? Just create a table in the location over here. And I can tell you for the Mule how we can interact with this table. I know. But what for the other system? For the other system that we want to, for this system that has A and like under nodes table, right? When we create a table, how can we then, and how can then this node stuff can utilize that? Are you following me? No, I didn't get you actually. What you said. Nodes contains a whole lot of information, but that information is not available from the Salesforce. Then would we synchronize this SQL table and a service node such? Not possible, right? Because from the service node, we need to get the information that is required to insert the nodes table. And the service node, what you're saying is we are getting only location information from the service node, right? In that case, this table nodes table is not feasible. We need to create one more table with the location field, and we can synchronize this table and the service node. If you still want to synchronize the nodes table to the service node, then we need to find out what are the primary keys, primary fields that required in this table. And we need to insert the primary fields also while posting the location information. Adams. I'm not sure, but what is why? I was trying to see the primary key on the nodes. This is the table. Let's type the DS nodes in the query browser. Ha! Come to the next line. Come to the next line, somewhere in the next line, press line. Over here. No, go to new line. Take a new line anywhere. DS space. Nodes, and only take that and it will split that one. What's the DSC? Is that description? Describe. Oh, it's not here. It is not working. Some of the database I used to see this one. But look, this is the node I've got to see, node by itself. I think it's called DPO nodes. I thought it was an isolated table, but looks like it's not from DPO nodes. See that? It's called DPO nodes, but when I came here on the left, go to DPO. It's a DPO. Dudes, noted node starts here. Works load, data load. It's not category, no child, no IP address, no problem if you see the top. No, they need the sequence manager. It's not solar. That's the system audience's solar speedy, as it says. There's these IN starts lemon modules there, not flow. Actually, it is on. DA in solar, come down. There is DA in solar. Win DA in din. I don't know. I know what this. This go down graphic. What is the second brand? The cursor. Hold and drag the cursor. That one, right? The hold and drag the scroll bar. Sorry, you can see which one. Come down, scroll down, scroll down. Oh, here drag it and come down all the way down. No, 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 no. Let me see your right or Y. Since you're right, sorry T, the shirt is deboard nodes only. Just exclude that query. Select start from bow nodes. The right hand. I will get that excluded. Copy asserted. That for you. Just I want to see it's the new modes. Only then strange, you should get. I don't know if they're hiring or no. I don't know. That's a. Here's. This is the Vim. Anyway, I don't know why it's not showing. I don't know. Is there like might be? I don't know. Is that permission related or no? No. What data should be notes, change status. In Anyway, I think, and in the notes table I was going to show, notes table it has a something called. I can't even show you here. Can you create a table on here? It is possible to create a table. I can't even. I might, but here look at this. Every node has something called an object. Huh. It has that number. Every system. I think that's a primary key. I see. Which I don't think we can use it. I'll go back in one sec. Please confirm. There are no ID. Under the nodes, there is a key called a field, called a node ID. That's the primary. And for that number, for example, if I can grab this 427, I can go 427 and come here and I put 427. Then it's going to display the information about that. That's the primary key. My question to you is that your explanation earlier, we can create another table and put the location information here. That's good. But how then we can use the information inside and update the custom location in this table? That's the hard thing to do, isn't it? Because we cannot publish the custom and location information here without considering the primary key, right? Assume that we can get this location number also from the service node. In that case, we can insert this field, local node ID, and the custom location. That location name we can add. We can create a record, but the other fields are null, like this object type IP address. This should be blank. We don't. These two fields. We don't want that. Maybe I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. It's really tough. And we can create a file and then have someone to import that, the CSV file. Because in Standalone it allows us to. I don't know. This is even I don't know. Even here there's other tables that are. I don't know. I gotta think about that. For the time we have, can you? We'll come back to this. Because I thought we could sync it up. We can sync both systems and based on locations. But the problem we have, as you said many times, I think I understand. But I'm going to say last time that the problem is that when we get the location from the service now, we cannot insert that information directly into the nodes table. We have the node ID from the service now table. Say it again. Unless until we have the node ID in the service now table, we can insert, which we don't have it. But then I don't know. It's really tough to do this because we're having these two fields like location name. And you can sync that. Just your practice only, right? But here's what we could do. That's really your point. Here's one thing that's amazing. You said, let's say for example, this is service now and service now. There's a table. CNP. And let's say that one of the systems we were looking for in the on SolarWinds is this guy. We got a couple different records, but let's pick the first one. This one. You see that this one has a location. It is a Fairview data center. We can utilize. We can go after the system names. We can go after system name and grab a location. Sometimes Adams what? What would be the case like? In the nodes table, right? The node would be auto-incremented. We need not insert that node ID. We will get auto-incremented. And we can improve. We can add this information. We have IP address information over here. We have the this information. Whatever information available over here, we can map this information to the Salesforce table. First, we need to list down what are the information available in the service now. See if you see the C. Why? There is a name, there is asset tag, location, description, status, environment, manufacturer. You need to write down all these fields in this service now. And we write down all the fields from the nodes table. Then we need to see what field map to what the field in the database. Then we need to write transformation about from the service for this field is mapped to this field. This field mapped to this field. This field mapped to this field like that. This data will be moved to the nodes table. First, we need to see what are the compatible fields in the service now and in the database. For this one, for the further, I like how you explain it. But right now, in this need, for the need that we have, we want this table called CMD is here. The server name. This is name. What's the name? The name and the location. That's the truth that we need right now. We already the name has to. I think the name still exists on the other system. But the location doesn't exist. Other system, in sense it is in the database, right? What you're saying about? Tell again several more times. You told name exists in the other system means that this database. Excuse me, right? This like if I go this name right now and search, the system is here. That system is here. But the location is not there. I understood your requirement. What is your requirement is you need to synchronize the nodes table and the service. Now that information, right? What we can do is you can write some MuleSoft integration code with this scheduler. The scheduler will schedule for an interval 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 hour, something like that. If I'm interested, trigger will go to the Salesforce. If you go to these service now, the location information, and try to insert that information to the database. For that also, we need to configure something like watermarks. If you call it watermark, It always searches the latest information. Right. I understand that part. But helping me understand. The first time it goes to a service now, right? And it grabs what? I think I don't know. You any code to fetch the information from the service now. Say that again. Do you wrote any MuleSoft integration code that will return information from the service now? No, but I can easily do that. I can through API. Exactly. Through API, I can do the get method. That's fine. Very good. The very first task, we need to see how I can, fetch the information from service. Now to MuleSoft. That is easy. But what I'm trying to think of is that, like this example I just showed to you, that the system name exists. There's something I didn't share. I didn't tell you. This in service now, right? Service. Now I have, this table has a lot. There's a lot of records here. This table. This one, like the table has a 7 system names. As you can see, it has a close to million record there. And we don't want to. The other system doesn't have all of this, but it has only the systems that it cares about. For those subsystems that the other system is cares about is the ones that we need, their location. Not everything that this table or this system has. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how we can do this, but maybe one idea is that check if the system existed here. And if the system exists, then do. What you were saying, where grab the location. And then map the location for information from here to the other one, to the to the custom location. Based on the node name. Right? That means we updated the record, right? We updating the CMD. What do you call the common location field? That's all we do right now. We're not creating anything, but we're just updating. Right? You're not creating anything weird. In the SQL here, we're not creating anything new. All we're doing is that if this system, and like for example, if this system exists, begin this. That was all. If this system, we can find a right. I think there's another better end system name, for example, if this system exists. And if this system exists in service now, then grab the location from service. Grab the location information from service now. And then that information update the common location. Because there's a field here called, we saw it right. In the notes, there's a field called a custom location. Say, if the customer location, I don't know, it's getting, I thought was simple project, but it looks like it's getting a little bit more complicated. I think we need to look at different angles. I like the idea. Now we checking the system here, the system name here, right? And if this system exists in SolarWinds, grab the location information. And if that location doesn't exist here, then insert. That's it. Well, if any change, then only modify, right? If exist, but if it exists, it don't touch, don't do anything. Don't do anything. If not exist, then only need to insert. Yes, insert the location information. But the problem now is that, and as you said, no. If the location information on this node is empty, then update it with the correct location. Just no need to do anything. If it exists, it doesn't do anything. Don't do anything. But if it doesn't exist, then update the common location based on the system names. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.